Hey guys, Robert Leat here. Welcome to another video. Now first off, I've got a little announcement to make. So if you remember, one of my last videos was about body power. If you don't know what body power is, go have a look at that video. I'll put an annotation here. My announcement is that I'm now an ambassador for body power. So basically what this means is, I've got a code, which is in the description, and when you're buying a ticket, if you put that code in, you get a free t-shirt with purchase, which is really good. It's worth quite a bit of money, I'm not quite sure how much, but getting a free t-shirt with tickets is good, especially with standard tickets. You don't actually get any free gifts or anything, so just to pay a little bit of money for a whole weekend and get a free t-shirt, that's worth it. There's also a lot of great talks that happen at Body Power, a lot of famous YouTubers there as well. Anyway, on to today's video. So today's video is going to be about healthy eating on a budget. So I'm a student and I live off about £20 a week and I still manage to eat healthy. So people that use the excuse of I can't afford to eat healthy, complete rubbish. I'm able to live healthily on a very small budget. So here's some of my tips. Tip number one, when you go into a supermarket, most supermarkets will have a reduced section. Always check the reduced section, and it's quite easy to spot the reduced section because there will be lots of little. In Sainsbury's where I shop, it's yellow stickers. I know Waitrose, it's red stickers. Now this is a goldmine for finding a healthy bargain. Quite often there's like fresh fruit and veg in there, massively reduced. You can get meat massively reduced. The next tip is shop later in the day. Most supermarkets will put out their reduced food later in the day. Tip number three is to buy frozen meat. Frozen meat is quite often a lot cheaper than the fresh meat, and also sometimes you can get it in quite big packs as well. Where I shop, Sainsbury's, the pack of chicken that I get quite often is on offer. Sometimes it's the smaller bag of chicken that's on offer, and then other times it'll be the larger bag, but always check the difference, especially as sometimes it's cheaper to buy a larger bag because it will last you longer. My next tip is check the price per kilo. So this goes with the fresh food, particularly fruit and veg. If you look underneath, quite often it'll tell you price per kilo. So if you find a packet full of let's say peppers and then compared it to the loose peppers, if you look underneath it'll say price per kilo. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy the loose ones per kilo than to buy a packet, so that's something you've got to be aware of. The next tip is to bulk buy. Bulk buying, essentially the idea behind this is sometimes if you buy the bigger packets it's cheaper than the smaller packets because it's going to last you a lot longer, so you're not having to keep going back and buying it. And certain things like big packs of meat you just put in your freezer, it's there for as long as you want it. And then like oats, it's really cheap to buy big bags of oats and you can keep those for a while and then not have to buy them again for a while. Next tip, make a list. If you're going to go to the supermarket, it's a good idea to know what you're looking to buy, how much of the different things you want to buy. It saves you a lot of money, especially as if you make a list before you go to the supermarket, you can have a look online and get a rough idea of how much it's going to cost, and if there's another supermarket that's got what you're looking to buy cheaper. My next tip is to find your local market. Local markets are a great place to get cheap fruit and veg, and then sometimes even meat, because at local markets sometimes as well you can barter with the market stall holders and get them to bring the price down. So markets are a great place to go and get a bargain. My next tip is to don't shop hungry. Shopping hungry is the worst thing you'll do because you'll just buy anything because you're hungry, and you tend to make the studies that have shown if you're hungry you tend to make poorer food choices. So don't shop hungry, have something to eat before you go shopping. My next tip, buy own brand. Supermarket own brand products tend to be a lot cheaper, but what you actually tend to find is the supermarket own brands tend to actually be the same brand as like name brands. So for example, I know this isn't healthy, but in Asda's the Smart Price cookies are actually made by Fox's Biscuits. So even though they're Asda's own brand, they're made by Fox's Biscuits. My next tip is to plan your meals. So get an idea of what you want to eat that week, when you're going to eat it, and then that way you can get an idea of how much it's going to cost and where's got it on offer and where's cheapest. My next tip as well, get a loyalty card. So for example, Tesco Club card, Nectar card. Every time you shop you get points, and then some every now and then, certainly with Nectar cards, it looks at what you've bought and then it will give you a coupon for things you've bought, so then you get money off, or you get so many nectar points, and then you can also spend those nectar points on buying food. So my final tip is buy what's in season. If something's in season, it's going to be a lot cheaper because it's readily available. So for example, buy the fruit and veg that's in season. So in summer it tends to be strawberries, winter there tends to be a lot of different varieties of potatoes, but have a look on the internet. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of websites that will tell you what's in season. This also cuts down on food miles as well, and if it's local, they've not had to import it from somewhere, so it's going to be a lot cheaper for you. These are just a few of the tips that I follow and managed to save me a lot of money, managed to help me stay healthy and keep eating healthy. I hope you find these tips useful. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share the video on social networks, and also don't forget about the Bodypower code, which is in the description. I know what I'm talking about because I got all of this food here for less than £35, and this is to feed me and my girlfriend for the whole week. So that's a massive bargain just by following these tips. So I hope these tips have helped you.